Hello, my name is Jane Aherne. I am a nutritionist and I work with IVF matters, and one of the areas I specialise is helping women with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, overcome the symptoms and manage the symptoms really well in order to increase fertility. Infertility is highly linked with having polycystic ovary syndrome. The main symptom associated with PCOS is long or irregular menstrual cycles, having a period for a very long time that can be quite painful. Other symptoms include sort of hair growth, like male hair growth, but then hair loss on the head, acne, and most of the symptoms are linked to having a high levels of androgens, and androgens are often referred to as the male hormones, even though both men and women have them, but high androgen levels are definitely what has led to the symptoms of PCOS. Now, it is essentially an inflammatory condition. So when I work with women with polycystic ovary syndrome, whether it's just to manage the symptoms or increase fertility, we look at the symptoms you're currently experiencing most, and then also what you're eating regularly, and how we can change that and incorporate as many anti-inflammatory foods as we can. Anti-inflammatory foods are the foods that are high in omega-3 and also omega-6, but mainly omega-3. So things like oily fish, salmon, mackerel, and other fish as well, but those are usually two main ones. Taking fish oil is a possibility. However, with supplements, I always like to see an individual first. But other things like chia seeds, nuts, and also incorporating anti-inflammatory foods like herbs and spices, particularly turmeric, are really essential. And I would want to manage that as well as kind of good lean proteins and high fiber carbohydrates, and maybe slightly lowering carbs a little bit, just to make sure that the anti-inflammatory system is working really well, and insulin is managed, because that sometimes goes hand in hand with inflammation. So that is another factor we might need to consider with polycystic ovary syndrome. If it has gotten to the point where you haven't had a period in a very, very long time, the foods should help encourage this to start again, and managing calorie intake as well should help with this also. But again, I've mentioned supplements earlier on in omega-3, but there are other supplements as well that many women use when they suffer from polycystic ovary syndrome, in order to encourage your period to start again and reduce the androgens in the body. Sometimes standard medical treatments for PCOS will be along the lines of taking the contraceptive pill. Now, obviously, if you're going for your IVF treatment and hoping to get pregnant, you don't want to do this. But also what this does, although it does treat the symptoms, it will increase progesterone and estrogen to sort of match the androgens in the body, instead of just actually naturally trying to bring the androgens down so that you have a healthy hormonal balance. And that's how I work. So if this sounds like something you've been suffering with and you really want help with or additional advice, please get in touch. You can come and see me and we can work together to determine what might be going on in the body and how we can manage this holistically with food and potentially supplements. So the what to eat and also what not to eat. I hope this has been helpful, and please get in touch if you want any further advice.